Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad that you're here. Happy 2024. Happy New Year. I'm ready to have the best year ever, and if you're here too, I know that we're going to have the best year ever together, whatever that means to you. Everyone's path is a little different. Everyone's best looks a little different, but I hope that I can inspire you to try to have the best day ever. String those together into weeks, into months, into seasons, and into years, and into lives. And that is the purpose of this channel, and breaking free from anything that's holding us back from having that outcome. I'm ready to go. I survived New Year's Eve as a waiter. Not only survived, but thrived. It was fine. You have that little bit of anxiety. It's just normal. I tried to keep myself in the moment, and then once you get to the day, it wasn't that bad. There's normal weekends are sometimes trickier than that for a number of different reasons. But it was a good New Year's Eve. I have a little break. We start up again Friday. I'm going to be relying on my side hustles. I'm going to enjoy my time off too, but enjoy side hustling a little bit during the mornings to keep the ball rolling. I am starting from scratch this year. I have zero in all of my income columns, and I do want to recap last month's income column, December 2023, and add up my totals for all the months. I want to talk a little bit about how the American nightmare is being sold as the American dream, and a little bit of my story dealing with that, breaking free from the American nightmare. And I also want to talk about finishing what we start in 2024, and that certainly goes for me too. But I'll just go through. I had 10 income streams in 2023. I'll list the December total, and then I'll list my year-end total. For Instacart in December 2023, I made $404.85. For the year of 2023, I made $5,446.77 just from Instacart. So I remember a time in my life, and I would take it right now too, I guess every step that you're at, that 5K was a mind-blowing increase to me. So just very much part-time with Instacart, 5,500 right there. Receipt hog, I take pictures of the receipts. I get paid in Amazon gift cards. $5 for December and $50 for the year. Better than nothing. Mowing and snow blowing, $0 for December. I looked at my chart from last year. I did not start snow blowing until March of last year. So far, there's been no snow to speak of. It was the third warmest central New York on record and the least snowiest on record. Maybe that's why I've been having the best years ever, because I could leave the snow and the cold, to be quite honest with you. But $0 for December, and last year I made $560 mowing slash snow blowing. So hey, that's pretty good. Flipping. This was, part of my bread and butter, kind of my hobby. I made $456 last month flipping items. And for the year, I made $36,957. Now, I did have that $29,000 basketball card. I cannot rely on that. That was catching lightning. If I were to take that card out of it, it still would have been $7,957 flipping items for profit. And again, that's just going to garage sales and Salvation Armies. That's really all I do. Thrift stores, estate sales, and that's it. Almost 8K, so pretty cool. Survey Junkie, it's an app where you take surveys. Nothing in December for me, but I made $25 on the year. Uber Eats, I haven't done it in a while. $0, but I made $400.80 doing that app this year. That's kind of like a little multi-app action. If Instacart's slow, if Walmart Spark is slow, pick up Uber Eats, pick up DoorDash, pick up Grubhub, and start making that money. Receipt Pal is another receipt rewards app. You just take a picture of it. Made $5 this month and $35 total for the year. Fetch is a receipt app. I made $5 this month and $65 for the year. CoinOut is another receipt app. I made $3 this month and $14.82 for the year. Walmart Spark, my 10th income stream. I made $859.67 in December, and for the year, $9,621.36. So just with Instacart and Walmart Spark part-time, screwing around in the morning, getting my cardio in, listening to podcasts, that's about $15,000 right there. For December, I made $1,738.52 outside of my main job of waiting tables. For the year, I made $53,175.75. If I were to take away that crazy basketball card, it still would have been $24,175. So $24K outside of my main job of waiting tables. I'm pretty proud of that. It certainly takes a lot of stress and pressure off of my days. This is the lifestyle that I've chose for myself. I enjoy doing it. It's very important to do what you enjoy doing. These could all be things that you don't necessarily enjoy doing. Let me tell you, there's dozens more things to try. So much more things to try. Just try it out. Start. $24,175 if you're in debt. If I was in debt, every cent of that would have went towards my debt. And it did at one point. And now let me tell you, when you get to keep it, it's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. So I hope I inspire you to start side hustle. And let's talk a little bit about the American nightmare and the American dream and kind of how we get into that debt problem in the first place. Okay, so the American nightmare, right, is sold to you as the American dream. What are we taught? What are we taught to admire and to desire to achieve? Flashy cars. We got to go to college, right, and go to the best, most expensive schools. If you're going to get engaged, you better get a ring that pops, a huge stone, right? Get the biggest house that you can have the biggest wedding that you can have. Well, let's talk about that. $750 a month in car payments. Is that the American dream? That's what's being sold to us. Is that 2 cars? Is that 1 car? Is that 1 big truck? $750 a month. Zero for me. I was there. We had some car payments, 2 cars that we had to pay off, and we paid them off, and we'll never go that route again. As Dave Ramsey says, car payments keep the middle class poor. $750 a month car payments. Is that what you want? $150,000 of college debt. Now, I wish I could have figured this stuff out when I was 14, 15, 18, 21, 25, 30. God only knows, and I'm thankful that I stumbled upon this stuff. But college debt, I would have went to the best school. I would have taken out loans. I didn't know what I wanted to do. How many people go to school and not know what they want to do? I guess it's one thing to get that degree if it's going to pay off in time, but how often does it not? $150,000 of college debt. What about a $10,000 engagement ring? Would that have been smart for somebody like me in my financial status 13 years ago? No, it would not have been smart. I didn't go that route. I got a nice one. I can't exactly remember, maybe 2 or 3. And this is before I was into any sort of minimalism or financial independence or anything like that. But it was never about, and is never about, thankfully with my wife, the big rock or whatever like that. It's just about the love and the union and the happiness. And it's a nice one. And it just is what it is. A $400,000 mortgage. I wanted the biggest house that I could afford. And I wanted the biggest house that I couldn't afford. And I would have paid as much as I could possibly have paid for a mortgage payment at the time. And after a while, all I wanted was no mortgage. Once I started having to pay it, and we ended up paying our house. We paid off everything else in our lives, and we figured, well, no sane person pays off their mortgage. A waiter and a teacher, a part-time waiter and a teacher. And we just went for it and chipped away and chipped away and chipped away. Every little dollar of those side hustles. All this stuff right here. The 5s and the 10s and the 20s. And threw it all towards being debt-free. And man, it is a great feeling. $40,000 wedding. I think our reception hall cost like $200. There was one at the lake here that takes maybe a year or so to get into, and I remember some of our grandparents were getting old, and they really wanted to be around for it, so we pushed it ahead, And that was we had a blast. And a lot of people say that they had a blast at that wedding. It was just a fun night. And it had nothing to do with how much we paid. You know, our friends were there, our family was there, we had good music, and we had some food, and we had some drinks, and then the next day we didn't have $40,000 worth of debt to pay off because of the wedding. The system relies on this stuff to keep us locked in, and just the consumerism mindset, and the more and more and more. Break free from that mindset. And finally, how to finish what we start. We could talk about New Year's resolutions today. How are you going to finish them? What are they going to be? To save this? To pay this much debt off? Your workouts, your meal preps, your courses. FINISH. Finish. What does F stand for? Focus on one priority task. If you're working out, work out. If you're writing something, write it. If you're going to make a video, make a video. If you're trying to side hustle, then side hustle. Don't let things get in your way. If you're trying to take a course and better yourself and learn something new, focus on that one priority task. Do that task and then move on. Number 2 is I. Ignore interruptions. Ignore distractions. Focus, ignore. N stands for now. Now is the time to start, not later. Let's get after it today. I. Initiate and innovate so you can keep going. Get right after it. S is for stay the course. When things get hard, they will. You'll plateau. You'll lose your momentum. It's about discipline. Stay the course. You know it's going to get hard, but it will be worth it. And H, hail finishing by celebrating the accomplishment. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let self-doubt hold you back. Don't let distractions or procrastinations hold you back. Screw that stuff. Not in 2024. Let's build on the momentum from 2023. You guys lift me up. I hope I can push you too. Keep me posted. I got some interesting places I hope to take the channel. And I can't wait to have the best year ever with you. And I hope you have the best day ever today. 2024 is going to be bright. Let's get after it. Break free.